Jain, your podcast host for today. And today we have with us Team Arcane. Team Arcane was founded in 2022 during Darpan last year by a few aspiring dancers who met during the first dance auditions at Christ University, Yashwantpur campus. Arcane stands by the notion, respect all and fear none. The victory of Darpan 22 was one of the greatest victories for them to experience, which also awarded them with the honor of being the cultural team of the academic year 22-23. The academic year also witnessed another iconic choreography at SJCC cultural event, with the juniors joining them to form their dream dance team come true. They have choreographed, practiced and managed to stand proud in their marvelous victories in this year as well. So let's start the session with most awaited questions. Are you ready?
Yes, we are.
Okay, so the first question, in your initial days as a group with a few members only, how do you perceive your journey from being a newly formed group to what you are today? I mean, definitely there's a transitional change. So how do you describe that?
Oh yes. There's a lot of changes. First off, we started with a very few people in our team. It started off actually a few people meeting, let's say 2 to 3 people meeting and coming up with an idea like, oh, let's start a team. And then the initial team of Darpan 2022 was with 14 people. And then with 14 people, we grew out to, like you said, the dream team that we made now, which is now it has about like 25 plus people. Yes, and that had like a lot of molding, lot of extra practice sessions which were happening. Why? Because again, like we just focus more on the quality part. All the people who were there from last year, have improved a ton. And again, so these people have contributed so much. And now again, the junior team, it leaves us like surprised all the time with the amount of contribution they have in. So again, now it's I think the improvement is seen in our performances also. It's just there, like it's wonderful to seeing the, you know, yeah, just seeing it is really wonderful, honestly.
I'm sure you're proud of your core team and everybody else.
Genuinely, honestly, like all of these, everybody sitting here has contributed so much, and some people who weren't here as well have contributed way too much. Like Tanmay, Jeet have been from the beginning of Arcane as well, like from the first day. I remember on day 1, I had met Jeet during the Natyapan audition, which is the first audition which happened in campus, and we were like, you know what, why not let's start a team? And then coming to Tanmay, he was the last person I met. The team was already made. Right? And I met him and he was like, oh my god, this guy's actually a good dancer, we need him. And we recruited him. And then coming to Riddhi and Ruchika, we met them in between the semester. But again, the moment they were part of Arcane, they were all hearts in. They were contributed so much and all of it. So again, it's just wonderful to see the visible progress. You can see it on stage. If you compare our videos from last year, now you can still see the visual progress. And then it's just wonderful to experience and see at the same time.
No doubt you guys are wonderful, everybody knows it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So now the second question. Your performance on this year's theme dance was like very unique. Okay, so how did you come up with such a trending and the whole choreography process? So how did you come up with that theme and the choreography process?
Wow, honestly, that was a very interesting process to be part of. Because we actually sat together.
Actually, I'll answer this. We actually sat together. We were just chilling, brainstorming ideas for the theme, like what to do. The piece has to be something that the audience and the dancers take away with us. Like it should be indulged in our hearts, that we should always experience it while even watching the video.
True.
So basically, we were just having fun. Then randomly we started a topic of our favoritisms, like our favorite series and shows, and there were a lot. Like we were thinking of Harry Potter and all, but then later on it ended up with being Stranger Things because it's the trendiest one. It's in the trend, and also all of us had the common favoritism with it.
True. Yes. I think this piece was very close to our heart. One, because this was made actually less than 2 weeks. In less than 2 weeks, we sat together. I think me and Ruchika, that's one of the most profound memories that we share actually. I was sitting in the basement all frustrated. I was like, guys, there's only 2 weeks left. We don't know what to do. And we were very keen from the very beginning that we need to pull off something really extraordinary this time, not something anything less than the standards that we had already set for ourselves. And this time, again, being the dream team, we set it way too high in our heads because Darpan hadn't begun at that point. So we were like, no, if we're doing something, we need to do something exceptional. And we sat down, we numbered down something. And the moment the Stranger Things idea was even discussed, we were like, this is it, and this is it. And in that one day that we had sat down, we made like a list of things that we wanted to portray. And the next day, that's it. Next day, the choreography was started off, we started practicing. I think that's one of the key elements we appreciate a lot in Arcane. Even if the choreography is made like in a week, we probably executed like it was made like 2 months ago, because that's the level of dedication we share and like have the bond. So again, theme on it, like you said, it's one of the most closest pieces that we have to ourselves, honestly.
So I'm sure next year you're coming up with bigger theme.
I mean, stay tuned.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so while preparing for this event, I'm sure all of you have BTS, like something very memorable, very close to your heart.
Yes.
Maybe
Yes.
you
Yes.
want to share something with everyone.
I think there's not one particular memory. It's just all our practice sessions have been so fun, so memorable. Like every practice session had a lot of drama in it. Like we used to make fun of each other, laugh at each other. We would do funny moves. I mean, there's not one particular thing that I can talk about. I love our practice sessions, and I think right now, since we're not having any practices anymore, I think I miss that a lot. And I'm very curious to get back into practices as well. Rishika, you have anything to say?
Yes, so I'll be sharing about the black lipstick incident.
Yes.
That
Had to come. That had to be there. Yes.
So my idea was that let's put black lipstick. So I asked him, can you please bring one black lipstick? He searched the whole commercial sheet. He couldn't find one. So what I did was I put brown lipstick पे black lipstick and I applied. Like I put black eyeliner and it did not go for 2 days. How was it, Abhishek?
Interesting, very interesting process, I would say, in order to remove it.
I really
People thought I started smoking. Yeah.
I had
Interesting,
to miss my biceps days.
Yes. But worth it. Everyone in the during and after the performance had told very unique makeup. But we knew the struggle behind the scenes, and like the post struggles were actually the most fun part. Actually, because actually we had to like get it over. And geez,
For me, I have one, like each of the practice sessions were fun. But one thing I would like to say is when me and Abhishek, what happens, we both sit down, we talk about something that we need to do this, we need to do that. It has either two endings, okay? Either we come up with peak level choreography and peak level stuff, or we go on talking about something which is irrelevant.
Yeah.
That is my favorite part, because we're serious and the very next moment we're like, okay, we're totally different from the topic. So
Yes.
yeah, that is very close.
and that's how actually Stranger Things choreography
Yeah.
is.
Yes, it
All
does.
of us were discussing something so irrelevant at the same time, trying to come up with an idea. And someone, I don't know, remember even who even just came up with Stranger Things. We're like, that is it, masterpiece. We have it right in front of us.
I still remember there was this one point, as you mentioned, that he didn't have anything. He's like, guys, we need to choreograph it just 2 weeks. He's like, we need to do something. I'm like, just start it. So he started it. And the very next day, we all came up, we're like, okay, let's do this. And that's how this theme piece was made. Just one day, he just started it, and we all continued it. So that's how.
Yes.
For me, there are a lot of BTS. Not just this Darpan along with the previous ones. But the best part in this Darpan was like we come up with the choreography. It's again the choreography. Like we'll just freestyle it. And there's a moment on the same beat, me, Abhishek and Jeet, we three mostly choreograph it. When we three choreograph it, at the same moment, all three of us hit the same beat with the same step. We hit the same, and after the choreography, after the movement, we try like putting it into the main choreography, and then that part comes to the stage. Then we are like, okay, this was not planned, but now this is the best part of the whole thing.
True. Yes.
I love it. Like when we don't plan it, it's always the things that we don't plan it, but then it comes out the best.
Very true.
Abhishek.
I have so many memories with each one of you sitting here. All such fun and special memories. Like Riddhi said, the day Darpan ended, we felt so incomplete, like our lives were incomplete. We used to practice from 6 a.m. and then 6 to 7:30 or 8:30 we used to practice, and then 4 p.m. till 8. So a big part of our day was just practicing, and the day it was over, we felt so incomplete. And I like to share this. Why? Because the day Darpan got over, subconsciously I went to the practice session. I just went, like I think I went to grab a cup of tea or something. I drank a cup of tea and I just found myself in the practice session for no reason. I was just there and nobody's here. I was this close to texting on the group, like, guys, why aren't you here? And I'm like, oh my god, this is like a good part, a very fun part of our lives. I has to take a break for now. Like, even we are very excited. If there was a Darpan right after this one, we would generally just go in straight up for it. We were like, yes. And like one memory which I'd like to share again, this is part. Like, let's say I'm pitching an idea for like, guys, we can do this in this part. Without me having to verbally say it, these people, I don't know, they just subconsciously understand it. Same thing with everyone. If Riddhi has an idea, she comes and like, wait, is it that? And like, we have spent so much time with each other that we don't need to even have a verbal communication anymore. It's just like, like, oh, we get it, we get you, man. Like, we just get it from like a distance. It's just too much fun. I think that bond was shown on stage. I think that coordination was shown on stage more than the technicality. We love dancing. I mean, in that it just that being shown on stage is just much more important than anything else. I think that's what we're grateful for. Yeah.
I love how, I mean, in your talks it sounds like Arcane has become such an important part of your lives now that you don't want to get separated.
Honestly, no. The FOMO we had, like I said, the day it got over, we were like, oh my god, now what are we supposed to do with our lives? Yeah.
Okay, what made you choose the name of your team, Arcane, and does it play a very significant role in your team's themes and everything?
Actually, I think Jeet has a very profound story of how this came about. Would you like to share?
So it all started on the first day of Natya Arvana. Like me and Abhishek met, we were like, oh, hey dude, you're a very great dancer. The same goes for him, and we talked about that. So we were like, you know what, let's make a team for Darpan and we'll perform together. I'm like, yeah, for sure, we'll do that. After a few days, we were planning on properly forming a team. And on that day, he comes up to me and we talked about this, and out of nowhere he's like, hey, have you thought about the name of the team? I'm like, no. And he says, hey, what do you think about Arcane? I'm like, oh, that's a very good name. And he suggested one more name, I don't remember it right now. But he initially stated like, what do you think about Arcane? I'm like, yeah, that's a very good name. We can go for it. And I don't know how, but that name stuck with us. And now you all can see what Arcane is.
Honestly, yeah, that's true. And it's very bizarre and unreal to think about it, that something so small, a conversation between two people a year ago, like, hey, how about Arcane? Does it sound good? Yep, that conversation led up to all of this. Like, and that's very unreal to even think about that. Whoa, a very small, brief conversation. It could have been knocked off. It could have been probably been like, no, let's not go with it, and probably knocked off. But no, we scaled up to something so big, and it was like, whoa. And the word actually, Arcane actually means something unique, which very few people understand and can portray, and something very few people can comprehend. And I think that is something that we've tried to, that ideology is something that we try to sell with our choreographies and our performances. Something unique, yet needs attention to be comprehended. You know, so attention to detail, at the same time some level of, you know, love and passion to just decode exactly what we're doing. And every practice session we try to play justice to just the name. Because we just can't happen to do anything even slightly average. You know, that we just can't afford that. Just for the name. So I think that was the naming itself has a standard set for ourselves, and that's just a very motivating story, honestly. We said this to our juniors on the first day. When we recruited juniors, we told them the story of like how this name had come and this is what it means. And I think you could see how they were so motivated in their eyes. They were just like, wow, this is how it's supposed to be. And like, I think this, and also it sounds good. So yeah, out of all the other things, it sounds good. So why not?
Name definitely reflects your performances.
Thank you.
Now this question is for Abhishek.
Okay.
As the choreographer for Arcane, you mentioned that your team participated in numerous categories in Darpan, and you truly excelled in multiple categories and come out victoriously in most of them. Could you share with us how you oversee and maintain so many choreographies and so many practices at the same time
That's something which I actually figured out this season. Something which is very confusing to me and the team actually. Last season we were like, whoa, because last season there was only one performance. And this season we were informed you have to perform for every event. And the brainstorming of all of these performances started at least like 2 to 3 months ago. And one thing we had really implemented in our team is that everyone should know each other's strengths and weaknesses. And that I feel like we could talk about each other how long as we could write a book about each other. So when it comes to, let's say, I could take non-theme for an example. That was a proper urban hip-hop choreography. So I know each one in the team who's a proper hip-hop dancer who can pull off this style. So it didn't take two thoughts to like who to take. So that was sorted out. Who will go for split screen, who will go for non-theme, theme, who could give better expressions, who's good in contemporary. All of these were sorted out. The moment the team was made, we know whose strengths were which. Now come to the ideation part. That is the thrilling but challenging at the same time. Now again, the same, since we set the standards up so high, we are like, okay, now we got to do something. One thing is, which we have this trial and error reject policy that we always have when we like pitch ideas to each other. If any of us have heard it before or even seen a part of it before, we probably would just reject it. We'd be like, nah, we've seen this before. So it needs to be unique, it needs to be so organic, it needs to have the seal of Arcane on it. So which is why even if it was something simple, when we pull it off, it'll look something way above average, so it'll look something very exceptional. So one being the fact that we have to properly mold and carve everything into proper uniqueness and its destiny of being, distinctive. We do that at the same time, play on our strengths. We have weaknesses, like a few weaknesses here and there, but we play with them also. And the thing is, like you mentioned earlier about the theme choreography, we were so keen on the fact that we need to put something on stage, portray something on stage that the audience take back with them home. If that's not done, then nothing's done. You know what I'm saying? If the choreography was the most simple choreography, if the same step is being repeated like 15 times, but the audience felt it, it's worth it, honestly. It's worth it. Like the split screen choreography I'd like to share. It was made the night before. It was made in 5 hours actually. It was made in 5, and we didn't stop practicing until all of us felt so satisfied with the choreography. We stopped practice session and left the practice hall by being so satisfied with ourselves. Yes, this is it. Even though it was done in 5 hours, we wanted that this is it feeling from all of our mouths, and all the people who watched it. Ruchika and Riddhi stayed with us. Even split screen was performed by me, Tanmay, Vaishnav, and Jeet, the boys, like four of us boys. And these people stayed back just to watch it, and we were like, guys, if you are not awestruck with it, we are not doing it. That was literally the policy. Again, so despite of it being done in such far-fetched manner, at the same time in very much less time, the standard stays there, and we need that feeling to be taken back home. And if that's there, any small idea can be scaled to that level. Even if it's a really huge idea or a gigantic plot to portray in 7 minutes. 7 minutes is a lot on stage, but to portray an entire show like Stranger Things on stage in 7 minutes, it has 4 seasons. So now 4 seasons worth of content to be portrayed in 7 minutes, that's a lot, honestly. So now it's all on us, like what to give exactly to the audience that they remember it. Now that's the point which we have, and that I think for solo all of us did justice. Like me, Ruchika and Malvika from one of other dancers from our team, we had performed for solo, and the solo time limit is actually 2 minutes. And in 2 minutes to give the audience something to take back home with a choreography, a story, a starting and an ending, and a proper story to build up, it's a lot. I think that we've practiced and refined among ourselves so much that we know what to give the audience. We just, if we understand the pulse of the audience, we're like, that's about it. And then comes the, results, the applause, appreciation. Then comes, if someone comes up to us and be like, we cried watching your performance. That was it. That was it for us. And people did show up. So many of our choreographers watching, like, we got so emotional during a performance. And I was like, this is it. I think the goal is pretty much achieved in this, Yeah.
Your dance is actually very expressive. I was there when you were performing.
Yeah, I'm so glad.
Without lyrics.
Yes, that was another constraint which we played on. Very interesting, honestly. Yeah.
Okay. Now this question is for Tanmay. So as a dancer, do you find it more fulfilling to express yourself and connect with your audience through social media, that is reels and everything, or is it live stage performances? as a dancer?
Actually, it's for a dancer or as an artist. Most of us, I would say for all of us, like it's more of a live stage performances. Because if still I go back and see my social medias, there is not a single reel which I have posted of my dance. Still, I don't have any single reel that I have posted of my dance itself or on any of my social media. It's not there. But I have a lot of reels to be posted, which is like the contents from the live stage performances, like the edits of it. Because if you go to an audience, if you dance and from like looking at eyes to eye to them, that's what make you feel like, okay, I am feeling the energy of the audience. I am feeling the energy, the vibe which I am making with the audience, and the audience is actually like compensating me for my hard work. I am having fun, audience is having fun. That's all what I need. That's all what a dancer needs. It's not about the competition or it's not about the like the platform. It's about the vibe that a dancer feels when he is dancing on stage. It goes for all the artists. So for me, I would that conclude with it like the live stage performances are the performances which you can go with your hearts out. It's not like you won't feel the energy if you go with a like sophisticated recording. If you go with a stage, like you can go with your hearts out. You can feel it, you can dance it, and you don't even feel so tired. You don't feel the fatigue when you're dancing on the stage. So that's the best part. Live stage performances, these are the best.
Very true.
Makes sense. Also, I mean, anybody of you can answer this. Like whenever you record something, to put it online, the thing to have the motivation of getting dressed up, putting that amount of makeup, and dancing without an audience. I'm sure that is a little, not as much.
Yeah, like black lipstick. Yeah.
Black
Yeah,
lipstick.
could be a lot of- I just had to bring it up.
It looked good on stage.
It did. Oh,
It does,
did,
it was.
did. Oh my God. And yeah, honestly, yes. Yes. Honestly, this was. We are still yet to explore the social media side of it, because again, all of us love the live stage performance feel that we get, and honestly speaking, I think pulling off dance moves or even if it's a 30-second choreography on camera is much harder than it's on stage, because I think it's much easier to connect around the audience. What you do on stage, you have to do 10 times more on camera to actually portray the feeling. So obviously, comfort zone for all of us, we would prefer live. But anyone who can pull it off on camera, wow, that's just one talent that we have. And we're still yet to explore that side of it. Hopefully this semester, hopefully.
Yes.
Yes. What do you guys think about it?
Let's see.
Yes.
I would vouch for both of it. See, as he said, we've not yet explored the social media side of dancing and things and stuff. So for that, I mean, yeah, we're still working on it. So, and live stage performance, yeah, of course, as he said, the energy you get when you go on stage, I mean, that's impossible. It's something which you feel from. You cannot like actually describe it in words. It's just the audience cheering up, Arcane, that name.
Yes.
That thing, that feeling. Is something which we always love, and obviously stage performances are.
Yeah. True.
Okay, so that's a wrap for this interview. Thank you so much, Team Arcane. And there is much more to be uncovered this semester, this year, and many more years to come.